Good afternoon and welcome to the Plant and Equipment Committee meeting of the Indian Wells Valley Water District for Monday, February 2nd, 2026. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 3 p.m. Do we have any public or committee comments? There is no member of the public present with us physically, and there does not appear to be any online. Do we have any committee comments? All right, water storage tanks. Renee.
All right, I just wanted to give a brief summary for the committee. We had 9 tanks inspected and cleaned by a diving company. They go in and they vacuum out any of the sediment that's on the bottom, and then they do a thorough inspection. They start from the outside with the entire outside, including the foundation, the roof, the vents, the hatch, and then they go inside and they look at the roof, the whole wall, the floor, and all the appurtenances in there, including the ladder, the drain, the inlet outlets, the float, all of that. So once they do that, we get a written report and we also get a copy of the video that they made while they were in the tank. So this last round, we do have the most important thing is to say that we have 4 tanks that they are recommending we recoat the interior on. So we are going to be looking at getting a budget number for that. And it's also because the D-zone tank is one of those, and we only have 1 tank in the D-zone right now. We're going to be looking to move up rehabbing the old D-zone tank, which will probably be a lot cheaper than putting in a new one. We were going to at one time, last time we did new tanks, that one was on the list, but it was going to come in close to $1 million. So we were over budget. So we cut that one.
I'm sorry, close to how much?
$1 million.
That's
Yes.
to rehab the tank, or
That was to replace it at that point. But it is a bolted steel tank, and I think we can go ahead and rehab that. I can get some budget numbers for it, and we're probably going to move that up on the priority list because right now we can't take the other tank offline because we don't have redundancy up there.
It's the other tank that they want you to recoat.
Yeah, there's only 1 tank there right now. It's a 400,000 gallon tank. I believe it was new in 2011. Time flies. So it is now needs a new recoating of the interior.
And it hasn't had a recoating since installation.
No. So that one, the older C-Zone tank, Ridgecrest Heights tank, and the Springer tank are all recommended being recoated. And then there were some other minor things like seals around the hatches and welding of a rung on a ladder and, things like that that we'll take a look at in-house. But for the board, those are the most important things we're going to be looking at budgeting soon to get done.
Okay.
The last time we did any major recoating of tanks was in 2014. So it has been over 10 years now that we did some other tanks and had them recoated.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any written standards with regard to when we need to recoat or?
Well, no. We go by what the recommendations are. The people who do the inspections take a look at the bubbling of the coating, the delamination of the coating and such. And so if there's so much that it can't be spot repaired, then they do recommend that we go ahead and recoat the whole thing.
But we do have a recurring schedule to do the tank inspections,
Yes.
which is, so the driver is the fact that we have is it every, how many?
About 5 years, 3 to 5
About every
years.
5 years, we inspect all the tanks and we do whatever repairs are necessary. So that's how we
So-
do it.
The staff is essentially in agreement that they need to be recoated?
I did take a look at the report. I haven't taken a look at all of the videos yet,
Okay,
but I did take a look at the
Yeah.
D zone in particular, and yeah, it definitely does need a recoating.
okay, good.
All right.
That's all I have on that item. If there are no more questions.
Item 4, solar site security upgrade. Say that 5 times fast.
As far as the security updates, all the sites and cameras have been installed except for 1 camera. We had a little mishap with it, so we need to do a little repair on it and then it'll be installed. I believe the part we need is coming this week, so we hope to have that last camera installed next week.
Okay, what part were you replacing? Okay, all right,
The Ethernet port, yeah.
interesting. Hmm. So
Okay,
is this an issue that is going to be addressed? So you have a camera, it's going to be sitting out in the delightful months of July, August, and September. Is this a temperature issue that we're going to encounter just from natural environmental exposure? Okay.
Now, these are similar to the camera we have out at well 35, which,
Okay, so, and the camera, you said the camera overheated whilst it? Ah. Okay. All right. I got it. Okay, all right.
Ah.
That makes,
Was the wrong cable.
at least
And
it wasn't the lens. Yeah, go ahead,
Uh,
Stan.
Curious, I forgot about, what's the status on getting the solar fields working again?
so we're working on getting them scheduled to come out this month. We're trying to follow up and make sure something's on the books.
They were given the all clear to come out starting this week, as soon as they can get it scheduled.
Okay,
And we haven't heard yet when they're doing that.
so the whole thing will be working together
Correct.
real soon. Great.
just one branch at one site that's not
Yeah.
active right now.
Yeah, there's just one site that remains to be completely repaired, yes.
And that site has the portable trailer added at this point in time anyway.
Okay. All right, item 5, water system consolidation. Update.
The first one on that list is in your current CSD. I do not have any updates. If George wants to give, I don't think there's anything new since last month.
I
Okay.
think the only thing of interest was, I believe we heard that the tank inspectors went out to look at the tank at the annual current CSD after they did ours. Is that
Oh,
correct?
I'm not aware of that.
I
If
heard,
they did, they did not tell me, nor should they
I-
tell me.
yeah, it was a rumor that I heard, I believe,
Okay,
that they may have, and we had sort of told them that, hey, we're gonna have this tank inspector here.
right, so
and-
they're doing regular maintenance or attempting
Um,
regular maintenance.
Well, maybe that will be helpful to give them an idea of
don't-
what the cost of
right.
repairs are gonna be.
You don't know, good for them.
Yes.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
June 3. No, sorry, go ahead, Stan.
Have we heard anything at all from DWR regarding?
Or the State Water Resources Control Board, the Division of Drinking Water? No, we've heard nothing that I know of, unless George has heard something,
No.
but
Nope,
Okay, no phone calls or anything?
no letters, no
Silent.
phone calls, just silence at this point.
Okay.
All right. It's June 3.
June 3 is slowly moving along. We do have a new grant manager, who I found out today, who it is and stuff, and he's trying to follow up on some of the things that had kind of been left hanging. Which one of them was getting permission to go to bid. We had submitted that months ago and somehow it didn't quite get put into the system correctly.
Okay,
By the previous grant manager. And we do have completed plans. I do have to get your signature again, George, on those. She sent me a new one with the correct date on it.
Right.
And then today I was sent a revised bid package to take a look at. So we're getting close. As soon as the state gives us the thumbs up, then we can get that to bid.
okay. So am I correctly in remembering the June 3 wanted to consolidate and then they didn't want to consolidate? and
No,
now
that's
they-
hometown.
Okay, all right, very good.
June 3 did,
Perfect.
yes, and still does.
Right, and just in case anybody's interested, we do not force consolidations. These are voluntary requests.
No, they approached the
Except for any
state.
current community services district where they might force us to consolidate.
Yeah.
If they go to the state first and the state throws us, gives them a recommendation to consolidate with us. Okay.
That's what happened.
Stark Street,
Stark Street, if you remember, came up because the state has been paying for hauled water there for several years. And they approached me about that and what could be done. And I said, well, the Groundwater Authority has this grant. So we've been discussing with the Groundwater Authority how we can make this happen because they have money to spend. Had a meeting with them a couple weeks ago. a lot of brainstorming and talking and came up with the idea of doing a change order with the contractor who gets the contract for Dune 3 to install a line to Stark Street.
Okay.
This way we don't have to do a separate competitive bidding process with this. So I sent a message to our grant manager for Dune 3 saying, hey, is this a possibility? And I heard today from the supervisor there that they didn't think that would be a problem, that
Okay.
we could do a change order to get the Stark Street
How about
one
that?
done.
Nice.
So we have another meeting tomorrow with the GA to discuss Stark Street. And there was things to do. They're trying to follow up also on I'll talk about Rademacher, but they're working on also getting those last easements, but they will also be the ones getting the easements for Stark Street.
Okay.
Let's see, what else was that? And one thing is we'll have to follow up with LAFCO because we'll have to get some kind of an emergency
Boundary change.
boundary change approval to do a hookup with them because they are outside our boundaries. They are within the sphere of influence, but outside the boundary.
Right.
And we'll have to do either a revised CEQA or a new CEQA for Stark Street because the original one was just for Dune 3. So I'll have to discuss that with Jim on how to go about doing that.
Oh, right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's a bunch of different things being done, and some of them,
Oh,
no, excuse me.
Oh,
Oh, stop. Stop. Okay, some of them are being done by us and some by the GA.
yes.
So it'd be good to sort of walk through, I think let's see if I get this right. The easements, both at Rademacher and for Stark Street, we're hoping to be handled by the GA. They're gonna get a consultant.
Correct.
Okay, see, there were those. The actual work at Rademacher will be done by our crew. The actual work at Dune 3 and Stark will be done by the same contractor, paid for in part, on one part by the state, by the other part, going to Stark Street will be paid for out of GA funds. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're both
Yep.
being paid for by the state. One is a grant from the State Water Resources Control Board, the other from DWR, Department of Water Resources. So
And then the LAFCO sort of emergency, I guess you'd call it boundary condition, are we going to leave that to the legal people at the GA, or are we going to take the lead on that?
I think we
Clear.
should have the GA do that, in my opinion. The email I got back from Blair was that it was a possibility and that he would need some kind of a letter from legal. Could be our legal, could be GA legal, requesting it.
I was reading somewhere, it might have been the newspaper, where the GA, Phil Hall, I think, mentioned that there might be an alternative to LAFCO.
That's the
and I
alternative.
Did not understand what he was talking about.
Well, instead of going through the boundary adjustment process, the alternative is to do this emergency permission to go ahead and get them intertied with us. Then when we do a larger boundary adjustment, we'll get them in on the larger boundary adjustment.
And you're thinking you'd like the groundwater authority to submit the emergency boundary change?
No,
Okay,
I
just didn't understand what you were saying.
our attorney can do it.
I-
Everything's still going to be
that.
paid for by the same grant funding. It doesn't really matter, but
I'd be more
um,
comfortable. if
it
we-
probably is better because since it is our boundary change. You're
Yeah,
correct on that.
Right, that's
Yeah.
all.
I was thinking that I don't want to see a Band-Aid solution to this. I mean, if we ask the GA to do it, I want them to do it based upon what we think is the right solution,
I think,
not what they think is quick and dirty.
I think we all agree that if we're going to do the emergency boundary change, it'll be our legal department that does it.
Yes, that is about the only choice right now, Stan, because the regular process takes about 6 months. And they just don't have time in order to get this going and get it finished by the time their grant funding ends.
Okay. All right, Rademacher.
Well, I just gave you the update on that as
Pretty
far as the
covered, right.
easements. But, meanwhile, it's on hold. Our construction crew is busy on Brady right now. So hopefully then they can move over and do that second phase of Rademacher when they're done.
Okay,
That's the plan.
all right. Stan, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, number 6, Brady Street Transmission Pipeline Replacement.
All right. So speaking of Brady Street, as of the end of day today, they should have around 1,000 lineal feet installed. And they've kind of got a good system going now. They're digging at one end and compacting at the other end and installing. They've got their trench box and everything, and it seems to be moving along now. They haven't had any issues with compaction. The county is performing all the compaction testing in their lab, and so far it's all gone well.
So our inspector has been inspecting boldly and without fear.
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah, she has no fear.
Okay, good.
And in the usual separation of powers, the inspector works for the engineering department, while the construction people work for the operations department,
As
making
it should
sure
be.
that there is an independent oversight.
As it should be. Very good, thank you.
Excellent. What diameter is this pipe?
24 inches.
24-inch.
24.
It's very large. We have a pile of it in the back here. You can see how large it
Old
is.
one. Okay,
Yeah, our crew has never installed one that large, so there was a bit of a learning curve on figuring out exactly how they're gonna do it and getting the right equipment and such.
So how old is the pipe that we're replacing?
It was put in the early 90s, yes.
Okay.
okay. Item 7, future agenda items. Anybody?
Just to let you know, we're still working on getting a quote for in doing corrosion control installation for our other transmission pipelines. There aren't too many companies that do it. And Krieger and Stewart's been trying to follow up on that, and they're having trouble getting these people to respond to them and get back to them on their, I guess, probably because they're so busy, I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, we're still working on that. As soon as we have something, we'll bring it to you.
Is there, for future agenda items, maybe an update on this? The state was going to require everybody to have battery-powered bulldozers, and, that's a lot of D-cells. So I'm wondering, is there any kind of a change on that?
It's a good question, because we just had a truck blow up, and we're gonna have to figure that out.
Okay.
Well, maybe not blow up, but we're looking at that.
We'll
There's
say
some issues.
it's engine's not working
The truck
right.
became non-functional, yeah,
Yeah.
and not in a vigorous manner.
And that's, we've heard the mandates on hold, but we're trying to do some research to verify.
I'd
whether
like
that's
that,
the
to
case.
get a report on that if I could,
Yeah.
please, mostly because it annoys me, but I would like to know. Dan?
In our capital plan, we had some money put aside or allocated to, I believe it was an excavator or something like that. Are we starting to look at executing that?
So that excavator's being rented right now. We just didn't want to go out and just buy one. We need to actually see what we needed first. So instead of just renting or buying one, we're renting, because it's only being used for 4 months right now out of the year. So we didn't go ahead and just buy it. We decided to rent one for this project to see how it's going to go first.
So
And we've already had to upgrade once because of the shoring box. So good thing we didn't buy one. We did a lot of research, and we took some information down from some contractors, and we got one a little too small the first go around. So we upsized it. So progress has been made with that, and it's actually helped out with digging now. So
Okay.
they can lift the box in and out, slide it as need be a little bit easier. So
Are there any other capital purchases that
Yes.
we had scheduled?
We have an item on capital purchases for the next meeting then? All right. Otherwise, we're going to get into the topic.
yeah, I just want to say that what they did was exactly right, because there's somewhat of a balance. If you get an excavator that's really big, you have to have a really crazy special trailer to haul it around. And so that the size that we're getting, we're trying to get one just light enough that it will fit on a normal transport truck, so we can move it around easily using local resources.
Yeah.
But one heavy enough that can pick up the heavy shoring and move the other stuff around that needs to be done, that we found the smaller one couldn't. So it's kind of a
Okay.
just right sort of
Sounds good.
fit.
Right. Thank you. So we'll get out those 2 items, the electric vehicle mandate and the capital purchases. Was there anything else, Dan? All right.
Question for the 2 members of the board, before we're done. I know John and some of us report on some relatively mundane things at the regular meeting, you know, like how many valves we've replaced and how many other things. Would you prefer to see that information reported here, or do you still like it in the overall board meeting?
Well, there's no action taken, right? So I just continue to do it at the regular board meeting is my
Okay.
feeling.
Okay,
All right, because that
Wanna
touches
check.
on a bunch of stuff, including income, so.
yeah, great.
All right, with that, we will go ahead and close this meeting at 3:20 PM. Thank you.